Good afternoon and welcome to the March Hogs and Pigs briefing. My name is Lance Honig and I serve as chair of the Agricultural Statistics Board at NASS. This briefing is for the Secretary of Agriculture and other policymakers at USDA to better understand the content and context of today's report. We're very pleased to have Dr. Seth Meyer, USDA's chief economist, join us as Secretary designate today. We also welcome Dr. Cindy Nickerson, USDA's deputy chief economist. Before I turn things over to our presenter, I do have a few notes for our live streaming audience. The Hogs and Pigs report is considered a principal federal economic indicator report. The Office of Management and Budget provides specific guidance on how this important report is to be released. OMB statistical policy instructs policymaking officials to refrain from making public comment regarding the content of this report within 30 minutes of its release. Therefore, we will not be taking questions from the public during this briefing. NASS staff are available for phone or email questions. We strive to have everything presented in this briefing match the official record. However, should there be any discrepancy, always refer to the official published estimates. With that, I'll turn things over to Travis Averill, chief of the NASS Livestock Branch. Travis.
Thank you, Lance, and I appreciate everyone joining us here today for the March 2025 Hogs and Pigs Agricultural Statistics Board briefing. First, I'd like to provide an overview of the March 2025 quarterly Hogs and Pigs survey data collection process. On the map are the sample sizes for all 28 states in the survey. A total of 4,455 operations were surveyed this quarter. Data collection started on February 28th and finished on March 14th. Normal collection methods were used to gather data through mail, telephone, internet, and face-to-face interviews. The primary data items were collected were total inventory by class, weight groups, sows, farrowing, pig crops, and pigs per litter. This quarter's revisions for U.S. hogs and pigs, all inventory and pig crop estimates from March to December 2024 were reviewed using final pig crop, official slaughter, death loss, and updated import and export data. This table provides the initial estimate, current revisions, the net revision, and the current estimate. For all hogs and pigs on June 1st, 2024, the net revision is an increase of 0.5%. The current estimate is at 74.9 million head. The March to May 2024 pig crop, the net revision is a decrease of 0.8%. And current estimate is at 33.7 million head. This was the second opportunity for revisions for September 2024. All hogs and pigs on September 1, 2024, the net revision is a decrease of 1.3%. The current estimate is at 75.5 million. The June to August 2024 pig crop, the net revision is a decrease of 0.1%. Current estimate is at 35 million. This quarter was the first opportunity to revise December 2024. The all hogs and pigs December 1st, 2024, the net revision is a decrease of 1.2%. The current estimate is at 74.9 million. For September to November 2024, the pig crop net revision is a decrease of 1.4%. Current estimate is at 34.8 million head. So next we have for March 1st, all hogs and pigs is at 74.5 million head, down 0.2% from previous year. Breeding hogs is at 5,980,000 head, a decrease of 0.6% from 2024. Market hogs are at 68.5 million head. That is down 0.2% from last year. As you can see, the top 5 states are listed in the bottom left-hand corner. Iowa leads the way at 24.3 million head. That is down 4% from previous year. Minnesota is number 2 at 9.2 million, up 1% from previous year. North Carolina is at third place, and they're up 9% from previous year at 8.1 million. Illinois and Indiana wrap up the top 5 states, and they're both down 1% at 5,550,000 for Illinois and 4,350,000 for Indiana. The bottom right-hand corner is a chart of the U.S. quarterly hogs and pigs inventory from 2016 to present. The March inventories are represented by the orange squares in the previous quarter for December is that green diamond. Here is a map of the United States for March 1st, 2025, hogs and pigs inventory with comparisons to 2024. The top number is the inventory as a unit of 1,000 head. The bottom number is the percent change from previous year's inventory. For the 14 states published here on the map, 7 of them are in blue. Those are increasing from previous year. The darker the magnitude of the color, the larger the percent changes from previous year's inventory. So if we have 14, 7 of them are increasing, the other 7 are decreasing. Those are illustrated in red from previous year. Just 2 notes to take away from this map. As you can see, Minnesota and Pennsylvania both have a pound sign next to the inventory. Those are record highs for those states for the respective quarter of March. As I stated on the previous slide, market hogs is at 68.5 million head. So let's look at the breakouts of the market hogs by weight groups. Less than 50 pounds is at 21.3 million head, down 0.3% from 2024. The 50 to 119 pound weight group is at 19 million, a decrease of 0.4% from previous year. The 120 to 179 pound weight group is at 15.7 million head, down 0.3% from last year. As you can see, the only group that has a slight increase, and that's 180 pounds and over, is at 12.5 million, up 0.5% from last year's inventory. Below the table is the quarterly distributions of weight groups since March of 2022. Next, we have the sows farrowed and also the intentions for the next 2 quarters. Sows farrowed for December 2024 to February 2025 is at 2,892,000 head. That is down 37,000 from previous year. Just note from the December hogs and pigs report, the second intentions for this quarter was at 2,930,000. And the first intentions back in the September hogs and pigs report was at 2,933,000. So second intentions for March to May of 2025 is at 2,913,000 head, down 0.2% from prior year's actual farrowings. Note in the December hogs and pigs report, the first intentions for March to May 2025 was at 2,953,000 head. This quarter, the first intentions for June to August 2025 sows farrowing is at 2,961,000, down 24,000 head from previous year's actual farrowings. At the bottom is the U.S. quarterly sows farrow chart since 2016. Sows farrowed for December to February are the green squares. The second intentions for March to May is the orange diamond, and the first intentions for June to August is the purple triangle on the chart here. Let's take a look at the pig crop. Wean for December 2024 to February 2025 is at 33,701,000 head, a decrease of 0.2% from previous year. Pigs per litter weaned is at 11.65, up from the rate of 11.53 from last year. So it is a record for this quarter time frame. However, it is down 0.27 from previous quarter that was in the December hogs and pigs report. The chart of the U.S. quarterly pigs per litter from 2016 to current is illustrated at the bottom. So trade expectations compared to NASS estimates as a percent from previous year. The trade ranges are gray, trade averages are the black circles, and NASS estimates are the red squares. For the 6 items here on the chart, all hogs and pigs, the breeding hogs, market hogs, the pig crop, and the second and first intentions for sows farrowed are below trade expectations. All hogs and pigs chart of ASB first estimate versus final estimates for the last 10 years. ASB first and final estimates are the blue and red line respectively. The trade ranges are illustrated with the light gray. Note 5 of the last 12 quarters, the ASB final estimate has been within trade expectations. Here is a table of the U.S. breeding herd inventory for the last 10 years and provides a disposition and utilization. The previous quarter breeding herd was at 6,004,000 head. During the current quarter, hog producers slaughtered 828,000 head while adding back 804,000 head to the breeding herd. Current quarter's breeding herd is at 5,980,000 head, which is down 36,000 from last year. The sow utilization is calculated from the current quarter sow's fare of 2,892,000 head divided by the previous quarter's breeding herd equates to 48.2%. The Canadian imports by quarter for feeder pigs and slaughter hogs. Canadian feeder pigs and slaughter hogs imported for the first quarter of 2025 accounted for 1,767,000 head compared to 1,678,000 in 2024. This is an increase of 5.3% from 2024. The Canadian quarter import values are above the respective quarters. Feeder pigs as a percentage of the imports are light blue. Of the imports from Canada, 74% are feeder pigs or 1,303,000 head, up 6.2% compared to prior year's total of 1,227,000 head. Whereas slaughter hogs as a percentage of the imports are illustrated with the darker blue, slaughter hogs accounted for 26% of the Canadian imports or 464,000, up 2.9% from last year's total of 451,000 head. Next, we have the U.S. prices received by farmers for hogs and corn. The chart provides the prices for the last 10 years. The hog prices are blue, the corn prices are in red. The most current prices are for January. February prices will be released next week on March 31st. To the right of the chart are the hogs and corn prices for the last 6 months, along with the ratio. You can see the 6-month ratios for this time frame have ranged from 14.24 to 17.66. Out of those months, December and February are the 2 months that are below the historic break even of 15, just for a point of reference. Highlight of selected upcoming NASS report. In addition to today's hogs and pigs report, we also released the 2022 Census of Agriculture for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Monday, March 31st, agriculture prices, grain stocks, prospective plantings will be released. April 1st, or April Fool's joke, CARES report for cotton systems, fats and oils, and grain crushings. 4th of April, dairy products. April 10th, crop production, cattle on feed on April 17th, and then on April 29th will be the annual meat animals PDI report. Just a reminder, on April 29th, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, NASS will be hosting the spring 2025 USDA data users meeting via Zoom. Registration is open, so we look forward to your participation. All reports are available at the NASS official website. I appreciate everyone attending today's live streaming session for the March quarterly hogs and pigs ASB briefing. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. This concludes today's live streaming session.